Hey yo, what's going on with my special bunch, the faithful Chico Army, and of course any newbie who I like to call a viewer of the tube. My name is Tyler for those who don't know, and this is the crypto channel whose content surprises you better than this German commercial with a Ninja Turtle.
Sauerländer Gurken, knackig im Biss.
I'll give you a nickel if you eat that turtle's pickle. It's time for Chico Crypto. What's today's topic? Turtles? No, ghosts. I'm talking about ghost chains. So what are they? Well, they're blockchains that are abandoned. They have no people using them and minimal development, which means barren activity and no real transactions. If active blockchains and the communities behind them are crypto's own virtual kingdoms, ghost chains can then be compared to bustling Wild West gold rush boomtowns during the 19th century, which, as we know, a majority spiraled into abandonment and became a ghost town. So let's just look at this gold mining town example, Bodie, California, as at its peak of popularity, no one would have thought it would be abandoned today. In 1859, W.S. Bodie found gold in the area and started a little mining camp, which would become Bodie. In 1876, a much larger ore deposit was found, transforming it into a Wild West boomtown. By 1879, the town grew from a couple hundred people to 10,000. This meant they needed amenities to support the growing community population. Bodie began to have the amenities of larger towns, including a Wells Fargo bank, a fire department, workers' unions, several daily newspapers, a jail, and at its peak of popularity, 65 saloons lined Main Street.
This is the main street of Bodie. It used to be 2 miles long from stem to stern, with a racetrack at one end and Chinatown at the other.
From this 1880 map of Bodie, it's obvious it became a city within just 20 years from W.S. Bodie first striking gold. Over 2,000 buildings, and some legends have Bodie as California's third most populated city. But that would all rapidly change. Bodie's deposits were quickly taken, and other more plentiful regions began to pop up across California, Arizona, and Utah. Little boomtowns of their own popped up in these regions, which lured the once supportive community of Bodie away. They were supportive of Bodie when it could provide for them. Once monetary prospect vanished, so did the people. By 1890, Bodie had a population of just 779 people, an over 92% decline in population, and today it's a picture-perfect ghost town, completely abandoned, although turned into a state park so people are daily visiting, but no one lives there. So how do ghost blockchains compare to these boom towns? Well, many of these blockchains were constructed during the crypto bull rushes of 2014 and 2017. Just like back in the 1800s, many of the boomtowns were constructed due to another rush, a one for gold. The prospect of riches draws in the community, but you gotta be able to communicate. Back in the 1800s, people expanded due to better communication channels, technical advancements in print, the invention of the telegraph and the telephone. People were able to discuss, plan, and create across farther distances. But today we have the widest communication channel of them all, the internet, which allows this community concept to cross the chasm of local and national to global and worldwide. The internet allows communities. Blockchain plus the internet allows financial kingdoms, or the fate of the ghost chain. And there are only 2 financial kingdoms in crypto right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum. The rest of the competing blockchains are either tribes attempting to work their way up to kingdom status or ghost chains. And I've spoken much deeper on this tribal and kingdom concept in this video. Give it a watch, it's in the description. It's a great primer of what's to come. So, who are the ghost chains in crypto? Who are the Bodie Californias, the Jerome Arizonas of the blockchain world? And are there any in the top 10 cryptocurrencies? Well, there are ghost chains in the top 10, and actually a slight majority of them are ghosted, having minimal development, barely any users, and just a few transactions every minute, or fake transactions. And Evan Van Ness, he actually tweeted about this and gave me the idea for this video. Thanks, bro. He said, May, 3 ghost chains with billions in market cap, but 0 use. EOS, XTZ, and XRP. XRP is the one in the top 10, actually number 4 in ranking. He says regarding XRP, academic paper finds 98% of XRP transactions have 0 value. Well, edit that. As I looked at the paper, and yes, it's an academic one, but from the paper's abstract, it says, our analysis reveals that only a small fraction of the transactions are used for value transfer purposes. In particular, over 94% of transactions on the XPRL carried no economic value. So 94%, not 98, but this is still a freaking large percentage of ghost transactions. And as we can see from section 3.3, the data is recent. They collected data on the 3 blockchains analyzed from October 1st, 2019 to April 30th, 2020. So why would people be sending 0, not a nothing, zilch value transactions to a blockchain? Well, fake transaction volume so you don't look like a ghost chain. From the paper's summary on XRP, they said this: the throughput on XRPL during our observation period appeared to be fraught with 0 value transactions. We learned that both transaction volume and token value on XRPL are highly manipulable. So, looking at coin metrics since the beginning of this year to today, XRP has been averaging about 900k transactions per day. And then adding the most transacted on blockchain to the graph, we can see that XRP was more active than Ethereum throughout most of the year. No, you were not. Majority of those are ghost transactions. Now let's add a couple other blockchains to the graph. In the top 20 who do something similar, EOS and TRX, because they too claim to be more active than Ethereum. Today, Tron, based on transaction count, claims to be 2.5 times more active, 2.5 million transactions per day. And EOS, nearly 6 times. The blockchain claims nearly 5.9 million, while Ethereum is just above 1 million. Fake, 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 and let me say one more time, fake transactions. Need an example? How about this one time, September 18th, when Tron-based JustSwap claimed to have nearly 6 billion in 24-hour volume. This brand new, just launched Uniswap competitor with 12 times the volume. As we can see that day, Uniswap had just over 500 million. And it got worse. JustSwap volume peaked at 15 billion one day. Yeah, right, because look at the graph. It dropped off of a cliff. And as we can see today, just over 11 million in 24-hour volume. What happened? You even have the founder of Tron tweeting JustSwap was better than Uniswap. Well, Larry Cermak, writer for the block, explained below. Isn't 88% of JustSwap volume coming from a fake YAM-v2 token? So yeah, it was, like I said, fake. Besides the 3 mentioned, the top 20 is riddled with ghost chains, like the Bitcoin forks, who began in 2017 attempting to take away the kingdom title from BTC. One claims to be more active than Bitcoin, BSV. It claims to have about twice the transaction count, which you know is false, as if you look at their most popular application, Twitch, and stats for the past 24 hours, it was slim. Add it all up, each action on the site only 2,049, which means only 2,049 transactions, maybe double 5,000 for multi-transaction actions, and that is all in 24 hours through their most popular DApp. That is less than 1%. Even using the 5,000 max. And then some people will argue, just like BTC, most of the transactions happen through the exchanges. Well, going to BitInfo, the 100 largest transactions on the network made up nearly 90% of all the trading volume. So no, that is false too. How about Bitcoin Cash? Well, I love looking at this visualizer, which shows a road, and each car passing is a transaction on each chain. Ghost town for BCH compared to BTC, wouldn't you say? But at least Bitcoin Cash isn't faking it. Now, what I find interesting about the ghost chains who aren't necessarily faking it is their transactions fall into a similar range of about 25K per day to 60K per day with a random anomaly here or there. As we can see with Bitcoin Cash, this is true of it in the dark blue, but also Ethereum Classic, the green, Dash, the ocean blue, Doge, the orange, and Litecoin, the gray. So why is this? Well, this is based on trading infrastructure built for these coins. All of these are products of crypto gold rushes, Dash and Litecoin from the 2014 one, and Ethereum Classic from the next. They had time to get exchanges trading the coins back and forth, arbitrage bots, and more. But that is about all that is going on with these chains. Users aren't there for the most part, it's just computers trading the assets back and forth. So my friends, this is what I want to tell you. The ghost chain reckoning is coming. Like the boom towns of old, there were rich prospectors that stayed. They had an emotional attachment to the chain, town. They tried to support it, putting all their money into a sinking pit. Eventually the town went barren. Same will happen to these chains. Maybe not for all of them right away. Whales will try to support it, but eventually with no use or users, the blockchain will become fully deserted. I'm sticking with where the true activity is. When you look at fees over 24 hours compared with the other chains, it's on Bitcoin or with Ethereum, and it's DeFi. They are supporting the industry and the community of users. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.